Welcome back. All right, it's Tuesday, which means this is the day that I do the statistics video. It is past week 3 now, and there's not quite enough magnets on the board to qualify as a madness board. I don't have team records on the board today because we don't have anybody undefeated. We don't have anybody without a win, which is why I'm wearing San Jose, because I do not have to do a 10 game losing streak video for the Sharks today. And I'm grateful, and I think Sharks fans probably are too. It almost feels like you're picking on the Sharks at this point, making a video about them losing. Like, water's wet. No, it's not. Water makes things wet. And Sharks tend to lose some games. Anyways, your points leader in the National Hockey League is Mark Stone. 18 points for him with Vegas. His chemistry with Eichel is absolutely insane. Makar has 17 points for Colorado. McKinnon has 16, again for Colorado. Eichel was 16, and Reinhart 16 points. So Reinhart, that first week, kind of quiet. He's been very noisy since then. And a lot of points put up. So we are seeing some guys here on some pretty good paces early on. That, of course, will temper as the season goes along, but it's still fun to see guys off to good starts. Your goals leader in the NHL is Nico Hischier. He has 9 goals. There are 5 tied with 8 goals right behind him, including the injured Ross Colton. So Colton's not going to be passing him soon. So Hischier has the lead. We'll see if he stays there. Nico Hischier was envisioned to be an excellent two-way forward. So the fact that he's leading the league in goals, mildly surprising. We'll see how long that goes on for. The assist leader is Cale Makar with 14. Cale Makar, his points records and just the way that he puts them up, it's just absolutely insane. And I do think that if we were handing out the Norris Trophy now, it's very early in the season for that, about 10% of the way through, but I do think that Makar would be the winner of said Norris Trophy. And of course, everybody would be like, that's a good call. That's right. That's the right call. Your wins leader is Connor Hellebuck. He has 6 so far for Winnipeg. He's going to play a lot of games. There are 3 goaltenders tied for second with 5 wins so far this season. Save percentage leader, Jonathan Quick has that record now at 953. In the event that Jonathan Quick has a bad week, I will retire using that number because Jake Allen was the leader last week and his save percentage has dropped by about 100 points since then. So 953 for Jonathan Quick. There are also 7 goaltenders who recorded a point so far this season. 1 goal, of course, and 6 assists amongst them. The goal, of course, from Philip Gustafsson. So it is something I like. I do like to see goaltenders get points and all this fun stuff. So I figured I'd throw that on the board today for all you fine people on the internet. In terms of teams, goals per game, Vegas is king. 4.7 goals scored per game so far. They're making it look easy. Goals for per game at the bottom is Edmonton at 2.2. And now that they'll be without McDavid for likely a while, that goals for per game, it's going to be challenging to bring that number up. Goals against per game, your NHL leader is Dallas with 1.89 goals against per game. The Philadelphia Flyers, 4.44 goals scored per game. Hits leader is Sherwood of the Vancouver Canucks. He has 59. Lauzon is second with 51 out of Nashville. Lauzon had a ton of hits the other night. In their last, not the game against Tampa, but the one before that, I remember Lauzon had a bunch of hits. Block shots leader, well, I'll act surprised that it's Chris Tanev. I don't think we're surprised that it is Chris Tanev, but we'll act surprised. 38 block shots for Chris Tanev. Rasmus Andersson of the Calgary Flames, second with 32. So Andersson's had a really strong season so far, statistically, offensively, and he's also blocking a lot of shots. Brandon Carlo of the Boston Bruins is next with 29 blocked shots for the Boston Bruins. Giveaways. Hamilton leads the way with 22 for the New Jersey Devils. It's been a tough start to the season for Hamilton. I think his play's been better over the last few games, but it has been a tough start for him. But remember, he missed most of last season with injury, so it makes sense to me that it takes him a little while to get things going. Sergachev of the Utah Hockey Club is second in giveaways with 21. That's a number he's going to need to clean up. Sergachev is probably adapting to the fact he is playing way more and in way more important situations than he ever did in Tampa because he does not have Victor Hedman as like the main guy. So Sergachev, I do think the giveaways number being high, I think that's going to come down as the season goes along. But we'll see. Some defensemen don't do all that well in a prime spot. And I've talked about that on the channel before. Takeaways. Mitch Marner leads the league in takeaways with 13. I think it's easy to forget because everybody's always busy talking about Toronto. They choke in the playoffs. They don't get it done when they need to. Both Marner and Matthews are very good two-way forwards, and the 13 takeaways by Marner does not surprise me. I'm mildly surprised Mark Stone's not leading in takeaways because even last night against Calgary, there were a couple of pretty high-profile takeaways he had there. So Marner has that right now. I still think Stone's probably going to end up being the league leader by season's end. Then we get into ice time. Roman Josi leading the way. Average ice time, 26 minutes and 38 seconds. So Josi's getting used a ton by the Nashville Predators. John Carlson in Washington is second, 26 minutes and 10 seconds. Utah is third, with Sergachev at 26 minutes and 7 seconds. So again, Sergachev's getting played a lot. His ice time is actually higher than Hedman's right now. And I think that's probably correlating to the giveaways at least a little bit. For him, he's probably missing guys like Dursey and probably wishing Marino was in the lineup for them as well. Faceoffs. So faceoffs are interesting early in the season because it's not always the big centers that are near the top or at the top of the leaderboard. And so I wanted to highlight a few. Starting with McLean in New York for the Islanders here. Out of 64 faceoffs that he's taken, 67.2% win rate. That's pretty good. That's a pretty strong number right there. Stenlund's taken 138 faceoffs for Utah, and he has 63% as his faceoff winning percentage. Nico Hischier's taken the most faceoffs in the NHL at 304. He's won 55.3% of them. So Nico Hischier pretty darn good in the circle. That's why they're using him. The interesting thing too is I looked up Horvat. Horvat's not taking nearly as many faceoffs in New York, and his winning percentage has dropped. He's down to 47.7%. So I was kind of surprised to see that for Horvat. If you're looking for who's leading the race for the President's Trophy, right now Winnipeg 16 points and a points percentage of .889, and your draft lottery favorite is once again San Jose, who sit with 4 points, and 200 is where their points percentage is right now. So whatever way you look at it for San Jose, it's looking like another very long season for the Sharks. Power play percentage, your leader there is Winnipeg at 44.4%. That's got to come down. That's way too high. But Buffalo's power play has to get better. It's last in the league at 6.9%, but it was 0 before 2 games ago. So 6.9%, a little bit higher than 0. Penalty kill, Nashville leads the way at 93.1%. Excellent numbers from Nashville. And the Oilers, the worst penalty kill in the NHL at 62.1%. Again, we'll see what happens with that with McDavid out. It is interesting to see that they're lowest in goals per game and lowest in the penalty kill. These are not two things you want to combine because this tells you they don't score enough and they're allowing too many power play goals at the other end. Shots on net, which is highly subjective, of course. Shots seem to be measured differently in different barns than the NHL does shot audits and everything. And then are they high quality or not? Well, Nashville leads the way in shots per game at 35.9. You can decide if it's quality or quantity. The Detroit Red Wings are last at 24.8 shots per game. Shots against, Carolina's the best in the league to the surprise of no one. Watch any Carolina game. You will not see very many shots at their goaltenders. 25.9 shots against per game, leads the league. Pittsburgh's last at 35 shots against per game. They've got to bring that down, obviously, of course. If they're going to make the playoffs, they're going to have to bring that number down. Your face-off leader amongst teams, Utah does lead the way at 56.1%. So while Utah is trending in the wrong direction standings-wise, their face-off percentage is still quite good. The Anaheim Ducks are last. I am not surprised. There are a lot of young players in the Anaheim lineup. Young players traditionally struggle when it comes to faceoffs. That's why I always kind of laugh when I see, this rookie sucks because he can't win a faceoff. Most rookies don't. The veterans usually are the ones controlling the faceoff dot. Anaheim at 42.3% on the faceoffs this year. It's probably not going to get a lot better. But Anaheim's playing some fun hockey. So there you go. These stats through week 3 of the NHL's schedule. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.